listen to the background conversation, you get a real good feel for what's going on.
All right, let's see here. And as people are coming in, maybe they can just chime in the chat and what their business is and where they're at.
Oh,
Like who
terrific,
they
terrific.
are. Yeah, that would be great.
Because what I'd like to do, what we, like we did last time, we're going to have them put their questions in the chat and we'll hold them like that. And then we say, all right, Leslie, what have we got? Then I'll run them down that way and we'll do that.
Sounds good.
All right. Let's
I
see.
want to make
Next,
sure people get what they need here. And if
I'm going to let
there's,
you introduce who you are and tell them about yourself. How's
all
that?
right,
Okay.
sounds good. Are we ready?
We've got 2 minutes. I like to give people a couple of minutes
Yeah,
later. I
for
know a lot
sure.
of people say they want to respect the time of those who did show up early, but I'm going to split it and give everybody till 9:02. Let's see. I think I'm going to stop the share. There. Now everybody can see everybody. And
There you are. Oh, your background's nice too. Yeah. I
believe it or
thought your
not, that
office with the red.
that that is my office. I am I've got a really nice, we have a really nice office. I'm very happy
That
for
is
this because the place we came out of, not so much.
no. How long have you guys been living?
We've been in this building, I would say, Ree, would you say about 20 years? Yeah.
Okay. All right,
Okay,
let's see
there.
what we got
Now,
going on here. All right.
okay. All right.
Well, let me turn that off because it will interrupt everything I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing.
Mm-hmm. Once we get started, of course, I'm going to mute everybody, but I'm also going to probably take myself off of, off of video just in case people are walking back and forth in the office. I don't want to distract the attendees. Oh, yes, they're coming in now. Yay.
Cool. Oh, my
Oh, and I'm also going to let everyone know that we have two of our business, we have one of our business advisors here when we go to talk about getting free counseling. Two of our business advisors, one of them is Rewack Itwin and Keisha Butler, who is, hold on a sec, I'm going to mute for a second because I got to, and I can talk to her.
Uh-oh.
Keisha, what? No, 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 no. It's a 0.2 on a Richter scale. What do you want me to tell people your title is?
Hmm.
The business assistant.
Business assistant.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
You're welcome. Oh yeah, I've only
Hi, Keisha.
Hi, please.
Keisha, Lisa gave this presentation before, and she's got such good energy to go with the information. I'm so glad they called her back. I'm so glad Martha
Thank,
called her back.
I'm looking forward
thank
to it.
you. Appreciate
And it is now 9:02. All right, we are going to begin. Ree, you ready? Because I'm going to tell them who you are. And Keisha, you ready? Lisa, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh,
Okay, ladies,
yes,
silence is
yes.
consent. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. I'm Leslie, front desk, Stony Brook Small Business Development Center. This morning's presentation, the e-commerce playbook from startup to scale, presented by Lisa Sig. is going to begin. We have with us this morning one of our business advisors, Ree Wackett. Ree, would you please wave to everyone? Ree's specialties are childcare, international trade, and along with the international trade, MWBE, Minority and Women's Business Enterprise. So if you have any questions about those, definitely give us a call to make an appointment. From our office, we also have Keisha Butler, who is
Hello.
our business assistant. And these are some of the people that you might be talking to or interfacing with, aside from me. But I'm going to turn this over to Lisa because this is her show. Lisa. Oh, the most important thing is, please put your questions into the chat. Lisa's going to take breaks, and then we're going to ask your questions as we go along. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. Also, tell me what your business is, if you got started already, or when you're getting started, because I want to gear my presentation to where you are at today. So, and we'll stop periodically to answer the questions and address specific industries that you're in. My Lisa Churakos. I am the owner and founder of WorkBee Digital, soon to be my Raucous Media Group. I started my business at 46. I was in business years ago, and then I went into the corporate world, and I started my business again at 46. Here I am. It's gonna be 9 years this year, and I will tell you what. When I first opened my first year, the first thing I did was sign up with the SBDC. I have been a client since there, and if it wasn't for the SBDC and the resources and the support, I would have never made it 9 years, because all of you know, around 70% of businesses in the first year fail, and you are going to need all the support you can get, and the resources the SBDC has is just, second to none. So take advantage of that resource. I've been in sales and marketing early on in my career, and then I moved into digital. I went back to school, became a developer, and spent about 12 years in big chain retail, customer analytics. And so that's what my background is. But today we're going to be talking about e-commerce, specifically, starting off. And that is my expertise within my company, on my team. I'm the expert when it comes to e-commerce. So I want to check the chat. I want to see if you all have started your business yet. Hi, Joe. 4 years ago, Pepper Seeds LLC. Okay, perfect. Joe, chime in. Tell me what Pepper Seeds are real quick. Are you just selling offline, or do you have an online channel? WooCommerce. Ooh, that's my favorite.
Hello.
Okay. Hi, thinking of switching to Shopify instead of.
I'm dialing in from the car. I'm in. Yes, I've been
Okay.
using sites. So I use WordPress with WooCommerce.
Okay, cool. A lot of flexibility. Excellent. Stacy, thanks so much. Bliss Pastries. Okay, awesome. Gluten-free. So no e-commerce. Are you thinking about buying e-commerce and selling your pastries there? Oh, I am not set up to share my screen. There we go. Okay.
My fault. Thank you.
Let's do this. All right. So let's start. And I'm just going to start minimizing everything, but I do want to see that chat. Feel free to chime in with questions, and we can take a break periodically. Everyone can see my screen. Can everyone see that?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So I want to start with this. E-commerce is not just about, buying and selling product. Now e-commerce when we think about e-commerce today, it is just being able to transact online. So it doesn't matter if you're selling products, services, programs, courses, digital downloads, whatever it is, customers want that ability to be able to book, buy, pay, train at their convenience. So having something in place where people can buy from you online is very critical. And the reason is because not so much in my generation, but the generation coming up, 25 to 35, they do everything online. So the best way to future your business is to make service available to procure online. So today we're going to talk about some general concepts. We're going to be reviewing some platforms and the differences of the platforms and what would fit you best. And then we're going to talk about the things, the foundation that you need to lay if you're just starting out. And if you're not just starting out, you may need to backtrack a little bit. And I'm going to assume Joe has maybe laid these foundations and maybe he can speak to that. Let me look at the chat and see who else we have here. Good morning. Okay. Home care services, and it's oh no. Okay. Want to get it? Yes. Good. Excellent. Home care is a very difficult business. And e-commerce is a great way to bring in money. So remember, when I talk to a client who's thinking about e-commerce, this is what I always say. You can have the best website in the world. It could be beautiful, but if no one finds you, you don't even have a seat at the table. If you don't have a seat at the table, you're not going to eat. So the foundation of any website specifically, and most importantly, your e-commerce site, you have to have a foundation built within the framework of the platform so that you're showing up when it matters. And okay, when does it matter? The only time it matters is when people are looking for products or services that you offer. Really, the only time it matters. And they're in market and they're ready to buy. So let's talk about this. 80% of people prefer to pay online, and that is going to increase over time. You want to future-proof your business, make your stuff available online. In terms of local, because I know we have a woman here for pastry, I don't know if she's going to ship out of her geographic region, but in terms of local business, if you're a local business or serving a geographic region, 85% will search a local business online, and they will usually transact or interact with that business within 24 hours. So number one, make sure that your local presence is strong and that you have things in place so that you're showing up. And we're going to go through those. And even if you're selling nationally, statewide, I always say, pick up the low-hanging fruit in your backyard, right? All right. So let's go on here. Why is e-commerce great? Because one, you can anywhere in the world. You're not bound to the geographic region. It's much more cost effective. And if you've ever watched Shark Tank, the first thing they ask is, do you have an online presence? And are you selling online? They can best in a business until there is significant online sales. They will always tell the contestants not to open brick and mortar first, do the online because it's cheaper to do. And then when you prove your concept, you can they encourage the brick and mortar. When I say brick and mortar, like a shop or a store. Your supply chain, the improvements that are happening with supply chain for e-commerce, outstanding. I don't know if you know about this, but there's a lot of drop shipping businesses coming out in the last 4 or 5 years. So drop shipping is just, I love it. It's amazing because you don't have to carry the inventory. You partner up with a drop shipper who has a good line of product that you like and enjoy, and all you have to do is market it. And they do all the pick, packing, and shipping, and you do the customer service. And with e-commerce, it's much, much easier to provide better customer service because it's all digital, right? So you're not picking up the phone constantly, playing phone tag. It's really through chat and email support, things like that. All right. So what are the different types of e-commerce? I'm going to send this presentation um, to the team at the SBDC, and they will disseminate this so you can read. I'm not going to read this verbatim, but there's of e-commerce. There's business to consumer, business to business, business to government, and you could be all those things or one of those things. Let me see who else is in there. Joe, I know you're driving and maybe you don't have and please be safe. Are you selling locally or are you selling regionally? Are you selling to consumer businesses or both?
I am B2C, selling locally, but mostly nationally.
Okay, cool. And then Christina, you have a consulting company. I really want to address this because this is important. In terms of services, I deal with coaches and consultants. It's about 35% of my business, and it's all done online e-commerce. People fill out the form, they get redirected to pay for the program or put a deposit on for a block of time, if you will. So for you, if you're offering like creative products or services like that and consulting, that whole industry has shifted online and it's all e-commerce now. So back to my point, it's just not always product. So whether and Christine is selling to businesses, I'm going to assume, and that's why I highlighted her, and then Jill's selling to consumers. So let's talk about the three major platforms that are out there. My specialty is WordPress and WooCommerce. That's my expertise. Secondary expertise is Shopify. Now there is Square, there's Wix, there's all kinds of other platforms. So I want to talk about some of the differences, especially for those who are just getting started. Which ones are better for services? Which ones are better for product, right? Obviously, my favorite is WordPress and Woo because that's my expertise. But most importantly, it is the most flexible. WordPress is a CMS platform. It powers about 35 to 40% of the internet today. So you can add shopping carts, and there's millions of plugins to add other features to your website that you can do for free. Now, all-in-one platforms like Shopify, Square, Squarespace, Wix, those are good and they're really, really easy to use, but there's lots of limitation, number one, in terms of design, number one. And number two, a lot of the features that you're going to be adding in or that you want, it's really you're paying for those. So you get the Shopify base plan, you want this, you want this feature, probably going to have to end up paying for an app. While these platforms are much easier to operate, they can be more expensive. So, but if you're just starting out, you're like, look, I don't have time to learn a bunch of tech. I just want to get my product up. I want to have a good platform. Shopify and Square are great. Eventually, you're going to need a developer if you're really going to get serious about those platforms. In terms of WordPress and WooCommerce, again, lots of facility in the design, but the downside of that, there's a lot of toggles. It's a lot of configuration. So, on the back end, it can be a little confusing, but once you learn it, it will give you a platform to grow and scale on. There are many businesses on Shopify, very successful e-commerce businesses, but they most all of them have some type of a developer on staff or doing the customizations in terms of the design. So in terms of, applications and shopping carts, shopping carts can be added. There's all kinds of shopping carts out there right now. It's not just Shopify. It's not just WooCommerce. There's ThriveCart. There's Kartra. I mean, there's Kajabi. There's so many shopping carts out there. You can run either, buying products or subscriptions. You can set up one-time payments. I have a client that does very, very well, and she uses Stripe and just uses Stripe payment link. That's it. People want to sign up with her. She just sends them the link. They pay. She's ready to go. Nothing fancy. So those are the 3 types of shopping carts. Now you want to pick a shopping cart that you're able to expand into these areas. So if you're selling product, I have a lot of people with product, but I have several clients that sell subscriptions for their product, meaning you know, if you want this this drink powder every month, you can sign up for a subscription every other month. And then the one-time payments. Remember, that's usually pretty much the standard e-commerce. It's like, okay, I'm buying a product or a service, and it's one transaction. All right. Cool. Great, Christina. You picked a platform yet? No. Don't know platform. Okay, great. And we can talk about that if you have questions. All right. Some of the digital speak you're going to hear. The most important thing, okay? The most. It doesn't matter how great your website is. It doesn't matter how awesome your product is. It doesn't matter how good you are as an entrepreneur. You have to understand the term conversion rate. Chime in if you've heard that term. Your conversion rate is going to be the thing you'll make most decisions on for your e-commerce business. Well, what is that? Conversion rate is calculated this way. It is the percentage of your total website visitors that actually make a purchase. So if I have 100 visitors to my website and 10 of them make a purchase, I have a 10% conversion rate. Write this one down too. Average conversion rate across all industries, no matter what you do, no matter what you're selling, is 1 to 3%. Now, with that being said, the average abandoned carts is 70%. So all the people that make a shopping cart, 70% on average will abandon them for various reasons, right? The phone rings. Oh, I got to wait for next week's paycheck. You don't know, but 70% will. Yes. Average conversion rate is 1 to 3%. That is across all industries. So they're converting at 1.5 or 2%. Boy, oh boy, good for you. And then once you understand how to get that conversion rate up, and that's pretty much a whole different, that's a rabbit hole. We're not going to get too much in that. If you have questions about it, I can talk about it. It's called conversion rate optimization, where you're continuously optimizing your website to get more conversions, more transactions, more customers, right? Now, once you get to that sweet spot, let's say you get to a 3 or 4% conversion rate, you're like, yeah, I'm good with that now. Now it's just numbers. You can say to yourself, I know unequivocally for every 100 people I drive to my website, I'm going to get 3 sales. So now it's just numbers. Now it's about driving traffic, right? Digital touch point management. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people tell me, well, you know, we're just on Instagram. We're just on LinkedIn. You have to meet your customers exactly where they are. We call, and you have to be in multiple channels. There's a term out there called omni-channel, meaning you're selling brick and mortar, you're selling online, you're selling through Amazon, you're selling through partnerships, affiliates. Though that's all an omni-channel sales presence. You have to be where your customer is. You can sell on Facebook, you can sell on Instagram, TikTok shop, and who are my customers? Where are they hanging out online? And it's never going to be one place. So you're going to have to figure out how to build an infrastructure where you are showing up when it matters and that you can interact with potential customers in each of those channels. And we call that your digital touch point management. Email marketing. Email marketing, I know this is so antiquated in many people's heads, and it is for me too, but I deal with a lot of coaches. I deal with a lot of product people. email marketing is still number one when it comes to e-commerce sales. It's still number one. I know all of you have that email coming in that you just won't unsubscribe to. I have 3 girls in my house, so you know that Ulta email when they're running a sale, I don't unsubscribe from that, but I will opt in for certain things and unsubscribe. But the people who are sending me real value where it benefits my life in some way, we don't unsubscribe. I have a coach who does, she's 27 years old. She does over $1 million a year in revenue. And it's all through building her email list and people making transactions through her emails. And we call that email nurturing. When someone visits your site, I want you to think about this scenario. Think about it as, this is my store. This is my office, right? People are coming into my store and into my office. Now, in a physical store or office, you can stand up, meet and greet them. If they browse around and they don't find what they're looking for, you can actually go up to them and say, hey, you didn't find what you were looking for. How can I help you? What are you looking for? Oh, we don't have that right now. Can I take your name and number? And then when it comes in, we'll give you a call. You cannot have people coming into your online store or online website, online office, and leave without at least attempting trying to get their information so you can have your conversations. Because remember, sales is timing. They might just be checking you out or looking around or comparing you to your competitors. If you have no way to communicate with them, they're going to bounce off your site and 90% will never return again. But if you incentivize them to give you your email, you can continue that conversation once they leave your site. And email marketing, again, just like conversion rate optimization, it is a rabbit hole. Whatever you do, make sure you're sending value, because if you don't send value or you don't make their lives better, easier, they will unsubscribe. But email marketing is still number one. I'm going to go back in here. Let's see what we got. All right. I want to see the list. We have list pages. Okay. So, all right. Let's touch on that one. Key technology that you're going to want to pay attention to. Google Analytics, and it's free. Google has a ton of products that you can use for free to help you grow your business. I'm going to make a note because I have a list of those products that I'll send to the SBDC team, and they are products that you can use for free that will help you grow your business. Your analytics, because you're not able to see like people coming on your website and watch them, how they interact, your analytics is going to tell you that story. So analytics is all how you're optimizing your website for conversions. It's going to drive your activity for SEO, which is search engine optimization. Is everyone following me so far? Because I know these are a lot of technical terms. How are we looking here? Is everyone following? Stacy, how are you? Oh, thank you, Elliot. Thank you so much. Okay, perfect. So I want to give you an example of some of the data. The data is the most important thing that you're going to be looking at, because again, that is going to give you a peek inside how people are interacting. So I'm going to share with you what Google Analytics looks like. Joe, do you have Google Analytics on your website? I'm going to assume yes. If you're using WordPress and WooCommerce, yeah. Okay. How often do you look at your analytics?
Not as often as I should. I mainly look. Yeah, I know. I don't really look at traffic and all that. I'm mostly looking at screen resolution and usually design optics on how to design the site for UI.
Do you know what your conversion rate is now?
I haven't checked that in a while.
Okay. And that's really important because as you make those changes with design, right? As you make those changes with design, that can help you increase your conversions. All right. So let me just share with you some data. So basically, this is a client of mine, and what we do is when we manage clients every week and sometimes every single day, we are checking the analytics. So we really want to understand, number one, are we getting new visitors? Are they returning? Where are they coming from? How long are they staying? And are they converting into clients or opting in? So write this down. It is one, how many am I getting? Number two, where are they coming from? And I'm going to show you some examples of that. Number three, how long are they staying? And I'll tell you why that's important in a second. And then most importantly, number four is, are they converting? Whether it's an opt-in, you're getting their email address, or they're actually becoming clients. So we look at those metrics. Those are the metrics that drive our activity. And in Google Analytics, we go in here to reports. This will tell me my active users, meaning are they returning, my new users in this time frame, and then how long are they staying on. This site is actually a really good example because we do conversion rate optimization for them. We also built the site. So now I know that a good portion of my users, 20%, or actually a little more, 25%, are returning. And I know I'm getting nice, healthy, for new customers, and they're on average staying 3 minutes. I need to understand, like, out of those, people that are coming in, are they actually buying? So on Google Analytics, I'm going to go into acquisition, and I want to understand acquisition. Where is my traffic coming from? And this is super important. Here's why. Around 90% of the businesses that we get, especially coaches and consultants and creatives, Christina, this is for you. They pour their heart into social media and they create all this beautiful content, and they're driving that bus every day on social media. And around 90% we see very little of their sales comes from social media. So if you have your analytics set right, excuse me, you can see, where is my money coming? Where is my money coming from? Right? So this is email marketing. Organic means they found me because they were searching for a product that I offer. And then look at down here. This company still posts very frequently, 5-6 days a week, but look at the difference. This is what's coming from their social media, as opposed to this is what's coming from organic traffic. See, don't forget, those social media platforms, they don't want you to go off the platform. They're not going to encourage you to click the links. I don't want to get lost in a social media black hole. Don't, Christina. Keep your page alive, have a presence, work on your search engine optimization so that you are pulling in when people are looking for what you offer, rather than pushing out and saying, look at what I got, look at what I got, look at what I got. You want a natural pull in when people are ready to buy. So that is traffic acquisition. Where are they coming from? And what you're going to do is, like, you're going to say, oh, wow, I did $28,000 in this time frame from my email marketing. Guess what? I'm going to put a whole lot of resources and energy into that. And then secondly is my organic traffic. Excuse me. I want to put more energy into that because it looks like it can be very lucrative. So I'm going to focus on search engine optimization. Then I want to look at my conversion rate. I want to say, okay, out of these visitors, who's actually buying something, right? Because that's why we're in business. So Google Analytics has a funnel path exploration, and you really don't have to pick anything. You just run it and you go like this. So right here, you see this number? Conversion rate is 3.6. So now if I have 14,000 or 10,000 visitors coming to the website, we know 3% of them are going to buy. How can I get 6% of them? What types of things can I do on the website to entice people to buy now, right? And that is conversion rate optimization. Are there any questions on Google Analytics? I know this is a lot to look at. I know I'm using some technical terms, but I will tell you this is liquid gold to your e-commerce business, because this tells the story of, and I always say, where is stuff falling down? If you say, wow, I get all these visitors and nobody's buying, or I don't get anything from my website. That's the one thing I hear. I never get anything from my website. Okay. You know, your website, guys, remember this. It is the only piece of real estate that you own on the internet. That's it. Everywhere else your business is online, you're renting. And at any moment, you can get evicted. So you have to farm your land in order to get a harvest. And that is the only piece of land that you own on the internet is your website. Farm it. Don't become platform dependent in terms of social media. I deal with a lot of people who are platform dependent, meaning they rely on social media for all of their sales. Terrible thing. All right. How do you
Lisa.
connect your wow?
Lisa,
Yes.
I'm sorry, I
Go
have one
ahead.
question.
Yeah.
You said there are four things that
Sure.
everyone should know. I only got the first three.
Yeah.
And what is the fourth one? Because I
Okay.
want to put it in for everyone.
Okay, so we have how many visitors are coming and returning, right? Where are they coming from?
Mhm.
How long are they staying? And I didn't touch on that, so I'll backtrack. And number four, are they taking the next step with me? Are they buying something, signing up, opting into my email list? Are they taking the next step with me? The reason we want to know how long they're staying on is this is going to segue into this next section, is because if you have a very low engagement rate, meaning they come on, they don't interact with the site and they bounce off, two things are happening. Number one, well, actually three. Number one, the people you're attracting to the website are not the right people because they're getting there and say, nope, I'm not in the right place. Number two, your website isn't doing its job. They get there, the message, the images, it might look amateur, it's hard to navigate. Joe, we go back to that design and UX stuff, right? That helps your conversion rate. It's not the only thing, but that does help. And then number three, the words that we put on our website, and the back end as well, they're attracting the wrong people. We're getting the wrong audience because of how we built our site and the way we're naming our pages, things like that. So your words matter. And I'm going to segue into this. Your words matter. They matter very much. And here's why. There's a lot of people out there that says, oh, search engine optimization is dead. Take it from an old lady. All right. Here's the thing. As long as humans use their mouths or they're typing and type words or talk into their device to find products and services, SEO is not dead. Until the devices read our minds, and maybe that someday that will come. So you have to understand what words are people using to find my stuff. Here's another shocking statistic. 80% of businesses who come up with a list of words they think people are using in their devices to search for the products and services they offer are wrong. 80%. You know why? Because we're too close to it. So what you say on your website with your text, how you name your images, the names of your pages and your URLs, they matter so much. Why? Because that is what's going to get you organic traffic. Remember in that analytics view I just showed you? They're getting about 15 grand in 28 days just from organic traffic. They're not doing anything. They're not spending a dime. They're not posting on social media. This is just people coming naturally that are looking for the products that they offer. And that is exactly where you want to be when it comes to your online business. You want to be out to dinner with your family, sitting on a beach, and you're getting customers. And what we always see is that people start an e-commerce business and they're just pushing. If you lay the foundation right when it comes to what your content is and how you're structuring your website with your words, you can actually pull new customers in. Now, you've got 3 jobs. Everybody listen to this, very important. 3 things you have to do. 1, you have to show up when it matters. Because again, like I said in the beginning, you could have this beautiful website, beautiful product, best product in the world. You're a unicorn. But if no one can find you, you're dead in the water. You don't even exist. And that means find you on social, find you in search engines, Google, Bing, DuckDuckGo. They have to be able to find you so you have a seat at the table. Number 2, you have to convince them to click once they find you. And that's where your words come in. And I'll show you an example of that. Number 3, once they get to your site, they've clicked, you have to convince them they're in the right place. So if I was to search, let's say, I'm going to do pastries. And this is probably very a local search, but I'm going to go beyond the local search. This is how you up here. You see this little block of text underneath the link? Those are the words that are very important for you when you show up, because that says, pick me, pick me, pick me. Out of all of this results are in the results that I'm looking at, that description right here is the thing that's going to get them to click. So your words matter. The technical term for that is called SEO, search engine optimization. Everybody know what that is? How many of you are incorporating some type of SEO tactics inside of your website or your platform, wherever it is? Because you can do SEO on TikTok, you can do SEO on Instagram. Okay, Joe, great. And Joe, here's the thing. I'm a little concerned if you're doing SEO analytics, and I don't mean to pick on you. I want to give you a piece to walk away of, because your analytics will tell you if what you're doing with SEO is right. You might say, oh yeah, no, I know it's good because I'm getting increase in traffic and increase in sales, but how much opportunity are you leaving on the table, right? So every word that you produce on your website within your content, it really does matter. You have to find out how your customers are searching for your products and service. I'm going to give you an example. We've had a customer on for about 3 years, do his SEO, his pay-per-click ad. In terms of SEO, when we were kind of fleshing out, because I take the client's words first and I vet them. And like I said, 80%, 90%, it's never usually accurate. So this one client was using the word drive-in as a type of product drive-in pallet racking. And there was literally no search for that monthly, because we in Google Ads, there's a cool tool called Keyword Planner where we can look at the search volume of specific phrases and words. There was none. And I'm like, well, why is that? Because the customer uses drive in. He uses drive-through, the industry, drive-through rack, but the end user uses drive-in rack. See, something like that, where you think, when you're close to your business and you're using all that jargon, your customers don't understand that. They're speaking very plain layman terms. So, your words matter, but also your pictures. When you walk into a store or a restaurant, within milliseconds, your brain has processed like, this feels good. Whether it's the smell, whether it's the lighting, whether it's the product that you're seeing on the sales floor. Those places that you're walking into physically have created an atmosphere, an experience, if you will. You have to do the same thing on your website. Now, people aren't going to be hitting your website and be able to smell something. So you have to give them with images, and because an image will kind of dictate the emotion of how they feel like, oh, this feels good. This feels light and airy. And it's so subconscious that our brains don't even realize we are making these analysis and decisions on the website. It's milliseconds. And within milliseconds, they have decided in their brains, am I in the right place? Does this feel good? Is this going to solve my problem? Is this going to fill my need? And then you have 1-2 seconds maybe to convince them to move on, to not move on, but to click through, to click another page, look at the product catalog, look at what you offer. So once they get there, remember I told you your job is to convince them they're in the right place. You do that with words and pictures because we don't have smells and lightings. What's the single most important thing someone can do to improve their SEO? Joe, this is a great question. It is naming your images. How many of you search for a product and then you go look at what it looks like, right? You look at a hotel, we want to see what it looks like. Or jeans or dresses, we want to see what it looks like. Naming your images is one of the most important things. Anybody else have any questions? You're getting super technical on me, Joe. Metadata, yes, very important. But mainly just the file name. Do not upload it and change the name in WordPress. Name it on your computer. Joe asked a question about metadata. So when you upload a picture, there's a set of data embedded to the picture, right? If you're a local business, you want to take your pictures locally, because even if your location service is turned off on your phone, you still have a little local metadata into your photos. So if you want to grow your business in Florida, get somebody out in Florida to take pictures locally for you and send them to you, because that metadata is embedded into that picture. Questions so far? I know this is a lot. Yes.
Hopefully you can hear me okay. So when you say file name, okay. When you say file name, if I'm describing a pepper, let's say Carolina Reaper pepper, I would put that in, and sometimes I'll put my website in, and I don't really cram it with info, but you're saying just what exactly to put in the file name of the image.
Well, that is high dependent. What was the word they just used? And Joe, I don't want you to take it as on you, but I want to poke some holes with you, because you're a little farther along, and I think you're missing a ton of opportunity, right? What it was that pepper name that you just gave to me?
The Carolina Reaper.
Carolina Reaper. I have no idea what it is. Anybody on our call knows what a Carolina Reaper is, if you're not a pepper connoisseur? Elliot, you do? Reed, you do? Am I the only one who doesn't even know what that is? Super hot.
Yeah,
What do you think?
it's a highly competitive keyword.
Okay. As you can see here, this is the result of good conversion rate optimization. average rate 1 to 3%. But let me show you a tool, Joe. So number one, you can sign up for a Google Ads account without running an ad. You do not have to run an ad, but there is a tool in here called Keyword Planner. Very important. And Joe said, well, what should I name my file? It really is dependent. So I'm going to type in the word Carolina Reaper, and maybe I'm just not a pepper connoisseur. And I want to see, is that spelled right, Joe? Reeper or REA?
Like the Grim Reaper.
Oh, okay. Yes, I grow peppers. Someone said, yes, I grow peppers. Wow, we have some pepper people here. Okay.
86 peppers.
Okay. Okay. Let's look at the search volume. Let me just get out of here. I'm going to look at the search volume. Carolina Reaper. Holy crap, Joe, there's 60,000 average monthly searches for the Carolina Reaper. 60,000.
Yeah. I try not
Okay.
to compete with that keyword because it's too competitive for me.
Go right there. So let's look at some of the related words that you can actually compete on. Carolina Reaper pepper has only 8,000. But as you can see, it's giving me other alternatives and variations that I can use instead. And then look at this one. World's hottest chili. I don't know if they use the Carolina Reaper. About 30 searches, but it's up 133% this year. So what you want to do is you want to use Keyword Planner to decide, what am I doing my file names. Now, Joe could localize Carolina Reaper and do Carolina Reaper, small town, New York. So, I don't know if you have a brick and mortar, whatever, but that would localize. Everyone following so far with Keyword Planner? And also, you can use this to vet your market, right? If you're thinking of, like, for the person here is going from home care services into e-commerce, and maybe I haven't decided what I want to sell, and I like these 3 things, I'm going to see what this tells me. What's the market appetite for this? Like, are there a lot of searches for it every month? And that's going to tell me if there's an appetite for what I want to offer. 86peppers.com. Okay. All right. It is 10 to 10. I just want to make sure, are we at 10:30 or are we at 10 o'clock? Because I want to make sure we have time for those questions.
You're at 10:30.
There's a lot. Okay, perfect. We got more time. All right. So with Keyword Planner, this is going to help you identify the words or the phrases that you can name your files. And that is important. Oh, you're welcome, Joe. And here's the thing. I mean, you probably got an amazing business, but I think, one, if you're not looking at your analytics and you're doing a little bit of SEO, I think that there's not just both hanging fruit for you. I think there's watermelons on the ground that all you have to do is just pick up. So get a Google Ads account. You do not have to run an ad. Just sign up for an account and use the tool called Keyword Planner. I can run a keyword through here and get an idea of how much search volume is happening. And look at that. Carolina Reaper pepper seeds for sale, $1,900 a month. Over the last 3 months, there's 129% increase in that. And over the last year, there's a 50% increase in that search. The second tool that I always use is called Google Trends. How many of you are using Google Trends either to run an existing business or do the homework for a new e-commerce business? How many of you have heard of that? Uh-oh, what is that? Okay, let's just go back here. I want to see Google Trends. No. Joe, you've ever used Google Trends?
Yes, I have.
Cool. Google Trends is going to give you an idea of what's on the rise, what's trending, right? I mean, yes, there are like what we call pop culture, Google Trends, politics, singers, whatever. But if I'm going, and I'm going to use Joe's business as an example, I'm going to do the Carolina Reaper pepper. I use it almost every day or every week for clients. I'm going to do a year because I want to see a trend line here. Because this tells me the peaks and valleys on when there's demand, high demand, less demand for what I offer. So what am I going to do? So for this search term, Carolina Reaper Pepper, it looks like it starts to ramp up right before the summer. There's, it seems like there's a lot of peaks. I would assume barbecues, get-togethers. So I'm going to produce some content right before that June, July bump. And then I'm also going to make sure that I'm hammering that content around that term right around Christmas time. So it'll give me an idea of when my search volume is high, or not even the search volume, when the demand is low, or interest is low and interest is high. Then if I'm running ads, or if I'm thinking about what states do I want to focus on, this is going to give me the top states for that search. South Carolina is number one, doesn't surprise me. North Carolina is number two. Joe, if you're going to run ads, I would focus on those two states for that word only. Excuse me. Now, this is funny. Right down here is what I always say, the gold in the trends, because Joe told me he doesn't want to compete with, the giants of the industries with that Carolina Reaper pepper. But this is where it'll tell you where things are starting to trend up or branch out, and you can actually get on a trend before it becomes a trend. And if you do that, and you're early on in the trend, you actually can beat those giants. I don't know what this one is, Joe. Dr. Pepper, Carolina Reaper, no idea, but 550% this year. So this will tell me on the rise related to that term. Joe, what is that? Dr. Pepper Carolina Reaper.
I have no idea, but I'll need to do some Googling.
Exactly. This is the fun part, is it's like, whoa, I never heard of that. Let's go look at it. Oh, my competitor calls their pepper Dr. Pepper Carolina Reaper. So guess what? I might name my image Dr. Pepper Carolina Reaper because I want to show her my competitor. So this is where you find that liquid gold. Okay, who's got questions?
Actually, I have one
Hey,
as
yes.
I'm worried that maybe misspellings are another way to get in there. And I'm thinking that this person started typing that and Dr. Pepper automatically populated. And am I wrong? If I'm wrong, call me out. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, actually, it wouldn't be a trend because lots of people would have to be misspelling wrong. However, to your point, we find in Keyword Planner that many times a misspell of a word has more search than the actual right spelling. And lots of times it's when there's like I before E except after C thing. The misspell has the most search instead of the right one. But we would show that in the keyword planner and the volume. But if it's in trends, it just means that many people are starting to search this and it's on the rise. So Joe's going to go and look at Dr. Pepper Carolina Reaper. He's going to look at Pepper X. He's going to look at Pepper X plant. I don't know what that is. There's a bunch of things. I have no idea what it is. Ghost pepper seeds, no idea. but what is the hottest sauce in the world? That's up 60% this year, that search. Joe, if I were you, I'd answer the question. And that segues me into my next topic. So we have, let's just recap because I know this was a lot to throw at you guys. Number one, you pick the right platform. It's right for you. It's right for your business. Number two, you have to remember that you can have the best product in the world and the most beautiful website, but if you're not getting found when it matters, you don't have a seat at the table. So making sure that you are implementing the right words and phrases into your website. And then number three, once you get them there, you have to convince them they're in the right place. And that's where the conversion rate optimization comes in. And that's a very deep rabbit hole. If you have questions around it, I can answer it. But it's not highly ethical. It's just basically, I mean, in I don't want to oversimplify it, but it's like you're rearranging your store to where people are buying more. So you know how you got those impulse buys at the grocery store, the gums there, the candy. How many times you pick that stuff up in Walmart? That's conversion rate optimization in brick and mortar. All right. We are going to go to our very last tool. So tools, remember, Google Analytics, Keyword Planner, Google Trends. Okay. And I'm just going to close my office door because I think I have someone coming in. All right. So the very last tool we're going to talk about today is what we call Answer the Public. Anybody heard of that? Answer the Public. You can go look that up. While we're talking, guys, Joe, of course you did. While we're talking, go to Google Trends. I'm yapping my mouth. Type in your product. Type in your word that you think, you think people are using. Type that in. Answer Public. Answer the Public is a free tool that you can use. It's not by Google. It's by someone else. You can use it up to 3 times a day on the free version. And it is a culmination of every question being asked on the internet about a topic. Google says, and keywords everywhere. Yeah. Yes, Joe. And Google says, whoever answers the question best wins. Every search, whether it's in Facebook or TikTok or Google, every search is a question just without the question mark. But some people actually put in questions. So when we talk about how people search, we have to understand what is the intention behind that search. Am I just looking for information? I'm searching vanilla scented candles. Maybe I want to learn how to make them. That's an informational search. Maybe I'm looking for a vanilla scented candle for my best friend because she loves those. And I want to compare and see which ones have the most scent and last the longest. When it's comparing like that between providers or between stores, we call that a commercial search. Very much popular in the car industry, the electronics industry, where you're comparing features, but everyone at some point does those searches where they're comparing, and they're comparing you to your competitor. The very last one, most important one, is a transactional search. Where to buy red shoes, where to buy a black dress, who builds websites near me. Very transactional. They're in market, they're ready to go, right? So when I talk about words and search intent, maybe those are some of the phrases you want to build into your website. But when they are looking for information and when they are doing commercial searches, you have to understand what they're asking. So Answer the Public will give you a list of questions that somebody is asking about a topic. And again, you can use the free version. And I'll just show you what the platform looks and then. And here's the thing with the tools and the information I'm giving you. We have a couple people here that are pretty, established. They have their sites out. They have their thing. They don't have to backtrack. But if you're starting out, guys, and you build with this mindset, you pick the right platform, you're really strategic about the words you're using, the images, you're creating this experience. When people hit the site, you got an opt-in, so you're building your list. Your job is going to be much easier. You're going to be able to make money faster. If someone's been out there for a while and they have to backtrack. Why is that? And I always talk about Google because Google is 92% of the world's search. So if you can grab that 92%, then you can worry about Bing, DuckDuckGo. Grab the 90% first. Google is also the gold standard. So if you can build with that foundation, and here's why with people who are already established, the search engines crawl and index your website periodically. So if you've been around 5 years and you've been crawled and indexed, it's almost like digging the weeds out of a garden. So Joe is going to go in there, he's going to change a bunch of words, and he's going to see his SEO go down for a while because the algorithm in search is used to presenting him for these things. And now they're not presenting him for those things anymore. So to retrain the algorithm a little bit. That's why I say build with that foundation. Answer the public. Every search is a question, sometimes without a question mark. Answer the public allows you to enter a topic. It's going to give you the questions that are on Google, on Bing, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Amazon, and now they have Instagram. Who wants to pick a topic to do a demonstration? Anybody? You guys can unmute yourselves and start chiming in because we're going to do some interactive stuff here. Anyone want to chime in on a topic to see what people want to know about it?
Right. If nobody's got
No.
anything sensible, throw in there cosplay. COSPLAY.
COSPLAY?
Mm-hmm.
Never. Okay, let's go. Let's see what happens. I don't like wheels, guys. It's asking me to sign up for an account. We have a paid account, but I'm not going to use that right now. The wheels can be very, very confusing. You see this? Oh, so I just go right to the list. 135,000 searches a month for that particular term. And it doesn't have to be one word. It could be 2 words. I mean, your phrases on your website can be a phrase, a sentence. So it is, all right. So here are questions. Are cosplay contacts safe? And because I'm running on a free version, I'm not going to get all the data, but you don't need it because they give it to you, the most asked question and down, it's like by volume. Can cosplay Pikachu evolve? So these are the questions: can, how, what, when, where. And when people ask me, I never know what to post about. I never know what to write about. You don't have to know. Come right here and answer the question people are wanting to know. And they will find you organically. So when people ask, should I write a blog? Blogs are outdated, blah, 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 blah. They're not. If you are asking about a topic, you're going to run into a whole lot of blogs on the internet. Now, I just want to touch really quick. Well, you're going to run into blogs on the internet that answer the question. So just come here, type in the topic you want to write about, and answer the question. Google says whoever answers the question best wins. Sounds easy, doesn't it? but it's not, because there's a lot of good people out there that are answering the question really great. So you're going to be like, well, Lisa, I answered the question and I never get any traffic to that page. Of course, because there are large companies out there paying somebody tens of thousands of dollars a month to write what we call 10 times content. Think about it. 10 times content. What is that? You go to a search, you type in the topic or the question, you look at the first and second result, how they're answering it. All right, you ready for this? And then you answer it 10 times better. It's simple, right? It isn't, but it is. So we call it 10 times content. And even if you're starting out, these are the tools you want to use, because, you know, I don't know, maybe your mentor might have said this, but never fall in love with your own ideas. Fall in love with things that are going to make you money, because that's how you're going in business. Yes, you want to be passionate about what you do, but you also have to be profitable, because if you're not profitable, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So don't fall in love with your own ideas. If you want to sell XYZ and you start using these tools and you seeing that there's 30 searches a month for them, it's not that you say, oh, I'm not going to do that business. Just lower your expectations and how much potential money is out there in the market, right? Stacy, I want to ask you what kind of pastries. Can everyone now unmute themselves? Because I want to do some examples, run some people through some of these tools.
Oh yeah, they're
Read.
allowed to.
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Stace, what kind of pastries are you selling?
Gluten-free cookies, brownies, muffins.
Muffins. Okay. What kind of muffins?
A whole variety. I mean, they're all gluten-free, chocolate chip, banana.
Good. And you're not selling online, you're just brick and mortar right now, right?
No, we don't have e-commerce set up, but people place orders via either direct messenger or email through the website.
Oh, cool, cool. Do you have your bakery in place somewhere, physical location?
I bake out of a shared kitchen, so I do not have a
Yeah,
retail
awesome.
storefront. I sell wholesale and
Awesome.
retail through the website.
How far out do you ship, or do people come and pick?
We ship nationwide.
Wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
And how are people finding?
A lot of it's word of mouth, social media, articles that have been written
Okay.
about my company.
Do you have analytics installed on your website?
I believe so. I do not. I am a one-woman shop doing everything, and I have a full-time job, so I do not spend as much time on e-commerce and SEO as I should.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
Understood. Right. So with that, I would say, um, and I get it, because, you know, and especially if you have a family and you're taking care of a house and you're running a business, well, it's nearly impossible, Stacy, nearly impossible.
Yeah.
But I want you to think about SEO is the 401k plan for your business.
Okay.
And maybe I don't have enough time to put into it right now, but even a couple bucks every week, because I know once I make those deposits over time, I'm not gonna see that money. I'm not gonna be able to eat right away, but I know it's gonna be there, it's gonna work, and I'm gonna get that compound interest. That's what SEO is. If you ever go to sell your business and you have good SEO and you're ranking really high for keywords, it adds tremendous value to your business in terms of, you know, buying that. Like now we had a business we were with for the first 7 years of my business. He actually retired and sold, his SEO added $2 million to his selling price because he
Huh.
was number one for keywords in certain areas. So I want you to look at SEO as like your 401k plan. I hate putting money in that 401k plan because I know, oh my God, like really, I'm not going to see it for a while. And I'm not going to see the effects of it for a while. But I know unequivocally it's going to grow and I'm going to be able to access it at some point. It's going to work for me. So think about that. But yeah, what you have going on is, that's a lot. Anyone else? Did anyone else run their words through Google Trend or through Answer the Public? Anybody want to share any insights that you've gotten so far just looking at these tools? If not, I can go into one last topic. We got about 15 minutes left, but I really want to answer questions that are applicable what you're trying to do today. Let's see. Chat. I'm going to pick on Ree. What's your business?
I'm a business advisor here at the SBDC.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
But
right.
I did have a business. I had a couple businesses actually, but they are now defunct. So I don't know if I'm the best example here. Sorry.
Well, you wouldn't be a business advisor if your businesses were defunct. You're probably just not. I said you're probably be a business advisor if your businesses were defunct. You just went out of business, right? And now you're helping other people.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess it's yeah. I shouldn't really say they're technically defunct. I do what I used to do. I had a grant writing business through grad school. And then
cool.
I also had I was a tennis instructor as well. I still do those things. I just, do the tennis thing as a passion. And then the grant writing I've incorporated into my job here. So
cool. We also have someone on here that hasn't really, well, they chimed in a little bit, but Elliot, how about you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about starting something that's more like a blog or like for affiliates. And I'm wondering if you have any best practices or considerations for that.
Can you see me? I got this big Kool-Aid smile.
Yeah.
Here's why, because affiliates are like drops at shipping. You just market it and you make money. You don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to do anything. So what's an affiliate if someone doesn't know? I get a percentage of products that I've set up, someone else's product or service. So Elliot's saying, I want to do a blog and put in affiliates. And one of the best, I love affiliate marketing, by the way, Elliot. And I do have clients who do that and they get a ton of business through their affiliates. They're actually letting people sell on their behalf. So what Elliot wants to do is write a blog, link in some products. The best way to do that, Elliot, is the commercial search comparisons, like real live reviews. Like I know we have all looked up stuff and we want to see which software is better. So there's a blog out there that lists, all the features of this one, all the features of that one, which car has the highest safety rating. And then there's blogs out there that will do that. And within those blogs, they link to the product because they have a very special link. So when a sale happens from that link, Elliot makes money. So what does Elliot have to do to build this business? He just has to produce a lot of good content and sign up for the affiliates. Amazon, it used to be called something else. They call it associate now. You can sign up as an affiliate for Amazon. It's called an associate program. You can embed products onto your site. I have lots of clients that do this. Every time that you visitors click on those links, buy something and buy that product, you get paid. So for instance, consultants, right? I have a lot of coaches and consultants. They have a book, they have a list of recommended books, and they're all Amazon associate links. So if you buy one of those books, they make money. I have a home organizer, right? She writes a lot of blogs. She does home and office organizing. She has a list of her favorite cleaning supplies, her favorite tools, and it's all Amazon associate. That is an affiliate. So Elliot, if I were you, I would do the review type of strategy. What are you thinking about writing about? Like, do you have a specific industry or anything?
Like gifts.
Ooh, the hottest gifts, hottest Valentine gifts for 2025. How many of you seen those types of blogs, right? So now Elliot becomes an affiliate of some of these products and he does the top 10 list. We've all seen these lists and then he links to them and anybody who buys, he makes money. That is a great idea. It does require tons of your time because you have to write a lot of content. Are you thinking about any specific type of platform yet?
I've been working on Squarespace. Is that what you mean? Like the website?
Okay.
Blog? Yeah.
Okay.
I tried WordPress. I feel like I'm quite technical, and the free version, I just wasn't happy. I feel like everything that I was trying to do was like, you need to pay, you need to pay. When I was just trying to like tinker around. And
Yeah,
Squarespace
okay.
seemed, like you said earlier, I think more user friendly for me.
So WordPress has a paid version. It's called WordPress.com, and it's much like the all-in-ones. But WordPress has what we call open source software, which is WordPress.org. And you would install it onto your website, choose a thing, and it probably would have been a little bit easier for you without. WordPress.com is just like Squarespace, just like Shopify, it's kind of pay to play.
Yeah.
For you producing content, WordPress is built for search engines. It started off for news agencies where you have tons of reporters logging in and writing articles. But that's a great business idea. You've already started, I take it, right, Elliot?
I'm in the early stages, so I was like tinkering around trying to play with like what would the content look like, how would it be formatted, things like that. I'm not live or anything. I'm really still trying to work towards starting the business, like forming an LLC and whatnot. But I do have like concerns because I know like some of the stuff I've read about the affiliate links is like they may only be good for a certain amount of time. And so if somebody comes to your site and clicks and goes to the affiliate, but they don't purchase right away, then it might expire in 2 days or whatever it is. And so do you have any best practices on how to encourage or actually get that credit, because you could be doing all the work and lose it, I guess, is what I'm thinking.
Well, first of all, I recommend finding product services that are constant affiliates. They don't have an end time. I would focus on those first. And then once you build that up, then you can sign up for affiliates that have like special deals. I have a course creator on my roster who launches several times a year. So yeah, her affiliates, because she has people out there, really good social media marketers, and they just promote her course. Her course is like 1,800. I think they make $500 or $600 every time someone buys from their link, but it's a short window. It's like 2-3 weeks. The cart is open and then the cart closes. For you as starting out, I would start with products that you have that affiliate link and you don't it doesn't expire. Then move into the promotional ones. One meat is green. I don't know if I'm butchering your name. I'm so sorry. What is your business?
You can unmute.
Wound me. Is it wound me? Wound me green. How about Segundo?
Yes, hello. This is Wumi. I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Hi, Wound.
Hi.
No worries.
I didn't hear the
Thank you. I'm glad you
last
chimed in.
thing.
Tell me about your business.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. That's why I was trying to write you to tell you that you're breaking up all the time.
Oh, I didn't. Okay. Tell me about your business. Like, what do you do? Where are you at in your business? Are you thinking about a
Okay.
business or do you already have one?
Okay. So we talking about my present business or the business I'm trying to get to in e-commerce?
Whatever you want to talk about that you need help on.
Okay. So I need help on e-commerce. And
Okay.
not towards what I'm doing now because I'm trying to transition into e-commerce. And I'm definitely
Okay.
interested in the affiliate program because I thought that's something that maybe I should start with that to understand how to market the business a little better.
Okay.
And also, not you're not really doing any products. I mean, you're doing products, but not selling the product. You're selling, but not physically my own products, just promoting the products. So I always like that. I always wonder if I can actually do that. So that's one thing. The other thing is that if I do pick a product to sell, I'm definitely interested in the drop shipping.
Mhm.
I remember drop shipping from many years ago when internet first started. So I wasn't
Yep.
sure how they were doing it now. So definitely interested in e-commerce, need a lot of help because don't know too much about it and have a little time to do a lot more research because what I'm trying, I have a business that I'm running. So my time is very limited.
What are you selling? What's your business? What is the
So I
product?
run
What's the industry?
okay, so home care services. So I run a home care services where the clients hire their own caregiver. It's a New York State program. I don't know if
Yep.
anybody's familiar with that program, but the New York State went a different direction with that program and actually putting about 750 agencies out of business. So they are
Whoa.
turning,
Okay.
yeah, New York State gave a contract to one out of state agency to handle all of that home care services. So about
Okay.
750 of us going to be out of business.
And how are you planning to pivot? What do you want to sell online? You're not sure yet? Or is it going to be something related to your industry?
No, I want to sell whatever people are looking for.
You want to make money.
Yes. I mean, I'm
So
not
if
really,
I were you,
uh-huh.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. If I were
No,
you, I would sign up for a Google's ads account again and just like, oh, I like beauty care. Let me see,
right.
what
Mhm.
kinds of lotion. Like I would just make decisions based on the demand in the market.
Right. That's what I was
We had
thinking
a, I
about.
do a Yes, yes, yes. I do a digital boot camp at a local university every year. It's actually not a boot camp per se, it's a whole course all year. And one of the years we had them build and launch an e-commerce website. And this woman, very much what you were saying, but in a different industry,
Mhm.
the compliance stuff was getting too much. She wanted to get out of it and she wanted to move into WooCommerce. She didn't care, or into e-commerce. She didn't care what she sold, but she really liked wigs for Black women. And
Yes.
she does does a drop ship business, crazy. And she picked only product that had high search volume. And she does such a great business. This is like 3, 4 years ago. I
Mhm.
still follow up with her, but she made all her decisions based on the data. So just find stuff
Listen, that is why. You
where,
know
yeah,
why? Years ago.
why?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So that you said that it's crazy. Years ago, I used to do hair and I
Mhm.
tried to open up a hair supply store in my area
Ah,
because I was so interested
okay.
in selling those products, wigs and
Yes.
things. And I I contacted a couple of manufacturers and
Uh-huh.
wholesalers where I can get products from them. And I was turned down because they have some type of organization. At that time, I don't know how it is. Things I'm sure it is a little different now because everything's online.
Yep.
That they
Very,
turned
very
me
different.
down
You can
because there
drop
was
ship it.
yes, because there was someone in my area. There was a store that was selling in my area, so they would not sell to me.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I get that. This woman is drop shipping.
Yes, this is
Beautiful.
the best.
Beautiful wig.
Definitely,
And you
I'm
know what her
definitely interested in
keywords
it.
are? Yeah, her keywords aren't you are wigs. They are. I mean, everything related to a wigs, but
Yes.
also styles.
Mhm.
Styles are big, right?
It's very big.
All right,
Wigs
we
is
have
very
like a
big.
couple minutes left.
Mhm.
I want to make sure that the team at the SBDC gets their announcements in because I know they have some things, but I
Okay.
just want to thank you all
Thank you.
for being engaged and interactive. Oh my gosh, this was great. I love learning about businesses. Joe, I'm going to go to your website because I have a person in my family that loves hot peppers. So I'm going to send them your link. And if you want to send me any other links that you have in the chat, I'm happy to either post them online and promote your business on our social media, or pass them on to people I know who might be interested. So please put your links in there. Christina, especially you, because I'm always looking for good partners. Oh, you got a YouTube page, Joe. Oh man, you are into the peppers. Okay. Does anybody, the team at the SBDC want to make some announcements before we stop?
Well, just put it into the chat in case anyone had to leave early. You're going to receive a survey about the workshop. Not only is it mandatory by the SBA, who is our sponsor, it also helps us to determine the kind of content that you would like to see, the kind of information that you would like to see, so that we can bring people like Lisa in to do these workshops for us. And if you are not already a client, please give us a call or just look up SBDC near me. If you just go Google it, and you will find us. Give us a call, fill out the paperwork, and I'll make you an appointment to see one of our business advisors, like Rewack It or some of the other ones that we have. And Lisa, thank you so very much for doing this for us, totally free of charge. And we'll get your contact info out to everyone in an email later.
I'll send the presentation and the list of Google tools. Thank you, Keisha. I'll send the tools and the presentation and every tool that I'm sending you is absolutely free to help you run and grow your business.
Well,
Thank you, Lisa. Wonderful session.
Thank
Great.
you so much again.
It's so wow.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Great day.
Mm.